Hello and welcome to the second part of the Shanghai Bund for free. I'll put a link to the first part up above there. I'm not on the Bund right now, I'm just getting an intro video. Today what we will see is numbers 2 through to the Suzhou Creek, which I think is number 33, and such buildings as the HSBC Restored Bank, fabulous ceilings, and the Customs House, the Cathy Peace Hotel, the Peninsula Hotel, and the former British Consulate. Please join me as I take you on the second half. Enjoy! This is the classic Bund, or Waitan in Chinese. It's actually based on Zhongshan East No.1 road, and what I'll do is go down to number 1, which is way down there, and come up to here and on to Suzhou Creek at the other end. This is number 12, I think I'm right, and it used to be the HSBC bank. HSBC tried to get it back, but it actually ended up going to the Shanghai Pudong Development Bank, which I guess is governmental. I was quiet inside because there was a Chinese tour group going on, and in fact you can see here talking aloud, number 8, talking aloud, laughing aloud or making noise is forbidden. Also is taking pictures, films or records without permission. I didn't ask permission. And please remember not to wear slippery dress. The former HSBC building, number 12. Now this has quite a large dome on the top of it. It's quite well known because of that. I think we were actually quite lucky to get in there. I've not been in there, at least not for that length of time before. Maybe it's open and standard now. Number 13 is the Custom House. The best thing about this building really is the clock and tower, which we can't see because we're right underneath it, and they are based upon Big Ben, and the clock did in fact get manufactured in the UK, and this building was finished in I think 1927. There we are inside number 14, which was one of the last buildings to be finished before the revolution, finished in 1947, the Bank of Communication, and it now houses the China Council of Trade Unions, I think. So that's 15 and that is 14, so I don't know what number this is. It was redecorated, had this new facade put on it, which took absolutely ages. It was really difficult walking up and down here, and it's absolutely horrible. I don't know what the building is, and it's horrible. This used to be the Russia Asiatic Bank. Everything has to be first at something, doesn't it? It seems like this was the first one that had tile-facing lifts and sanitary facilities. Across Zhongshan Road, and then we have number 16, which is the China Merchants Bank. Number 17, which is now AIA Insurance, which I think was actually what it was originally, so they've managed to get back into the old building. It was also the North China Daily News around the time of the revolution. It was finished in 1924, and it was the tallest building on the Bund during the 1920s. This is number 18, which was formerly the Chartered Bank building, but it's now housing a number of shops and a restaurant. The 6th floor is Mr. and Mrs. Bund, which is currently closed because we're between lunch and dinner, and then upstairs used to be Bar Rouge, but I don't know whether that's still open or not. Well, maybe I was wrong. There's the door. It's closed and locked, nothing going on. However, it's still Bar Rouge. So on floor 2 there's a free to enter art gallery, and there you can see memories of the Bund, some historical view, and then there's a more modern view with the marathon going through. There's an impression of the expo that we had in 2010, so that's the Chinese hall, and I think that's the British one there, which is where they had a tree seed on the end of every stalk in that building. That was 18, and then this is 19, which was the Palace Hotel, and it now forms part of the Peace Hotel, or at least it did when my notes were written. Finally, we'll get on to the Peace Hotel. Originally Sassoon House, then the Cathay Hotel and the Cathay Peace Hotel. I see Fairmont is back on the edge there, so maybe it is back to the Fairmont Peace Hotel. Here's the reception area here, still in fantastic Art Deco styling. There's this large hall just off of reception. So here's the old jazz bar, famous for having the oldest jazz band in the world. Old as in age of the players. I think they're playing again now by the looks of the setup. Then here's some more details of the band. So jazz band, and they had a movie made about themselves. So there's this one here called As Time Goes By. So this piano is famous as well, I believe. So it's a Steinway 1927. Let's have a quick look. Ordered by Victor Sassoon, the founder of the Cathay Hotel. And let's see, the piano was played by musicians who were hotel guests, including Cole Porter, Charlie Chaplin, Noel Coward, and Marlene Dietrich. What we have down this hallway is the various movies that the hotel is featured in. The hotel famously has these 9 nation suites, so France, Spain, Japan, China, Italy, India, British, German and American. And here we see that Montgomery, Field Marshal Montgomery, stayed in the British suite in the 1960s. And then one of the films, one of my favourites, I've mentioned it before, but is Empire of the Sun, and certainly this hotel features in that movie. So I was here for a Christmas event and was indeed lucky enough to stand on these balconies here, which was absolutely fantastic, and I should have taken more footage at the time and put it into this. So not the main entrance but the side entrance. There's a cafe here called Victor's, obviously after Victor Sassoon, and then across the hallway is the Peace Museum since 1927 it says, so I might not be able to film in here, but let me at least show you the entrance. There we've got our favourite Empire of the Sun again, and various other artefacts, menus, and when the hotel was in the news. Ah, and there's Montgomery again. You can see all of this Art Deco styling. And some tea sets, or some dinner sets, sorry. And then there's a photo during construction. You'll notice a statue there. All of those got removed during the revolution. There's some interesting historical photos here. So here's the Peace Hotel, and this used to be the park that has now changed. We'll get to that later on. There's a view of the Bund. It's saying around 1930, so you can see quite a different construction. And then this is an air view. Again, you can see the Peace Hotel there, and nothing over in Pudong. I mean, no buildings, nothing like today. And I'll go out of this door, make sure the lady doesn't get pinched. So thank you very much to the guys. It's free to get in, and I was being ever so cautious not to be too pushy with cameras, etc., because they obviously get a lot of visitors in there. It's fantastic and well worth going inside, and you know, I could do an entire video on this building and talk in more details, but you know, just visit. If you come to Shanghai, come to the Bund, come to the Peace Hotel. Something else you're not allowed to do, and that is cycle, especially not a hire bike, because then they get left around. Some wedding modelling going on there. So officially the Peace Hotel is number 20. Here's 23, which was the China Bank. building, and it is stunted. It is no taller. It was not allowed to be. So they went up as high as Sassoon House, but no higher. So number 24, the Yokohama Bank building. Right, not allowed in here. Okay, sorry guys. Tabuchi. Right, so it's just a bank. The ceiling architecture looked really nice, but not allowed. Number 26, the Yangtze Insurance Building, completed in 1924, I think, Neoclassical style. On we go. Number 27 used to be the Jardine Matheson Building, and it now has a bar and restaurant in it called the House of Roosevelt. Tony Blair's been here. I don't think I'm going to trouble them to go inside. There's the entrance hall, but the House of Roosevelt restaurant is certainly up at the top. I think they've got about 3 floors in that building, as does the Aura Car Company. Number 28, the Shanghai Clearing House. Really not much to say about that. So we're up to number 29. This is now the China Everbright Bank, and it was once the French Bank de l'Indochine. So that brings us to number 33, which is now the Peninsula Hotel, but it used to be the site of the British Consulate General. So there's the entrance to the Peninsula Hotel. There's a Rolls Royce, there's a Range Rover. It's all a little bit posh around here. And there's inside afternoon tea at the Peninsula. I'll be discreet. This is the Compass Bar, which is on the ground level. Here we are on the 14th floor at Sir Ellie's. This is the terrace. If you come out of the elevators and turn right, and then we can get out here. And there you can see there's a bar, look. There's a great, so there's the view of the Lujiazui. So there's the Peninsula Sir Ellie's terrace, and there you can see the Bund promenade. We started around about over there, so something like that. You can see various buildings along the way. You should be able to see the clock tower of the clearinghouse. I'm looking at this one here as well. There seems to be another bar restaurant on the top of that one. Oh, that's the House of Roosevelt, right, of course. I should have just gone up there. Pudong side of the river. These are the buildings in the Lujiazui district. That's the Huangpu, that's the Martyrs sculpture, Suzhou Creek, the Garden Bridge. I'll put it in Chinese on the screen because I'll pronounce it wrong or get it wrong. That's the Russian Consulate General building, the Astor House Hotel behind it. It's no longer that. That's Broadway Mansions. That's the Bellagio Hotel there. And in the distance, around about here somewhere, is the Stamp Building, or the Post Office and Stamp Museum. Various other buildings I don't know the name of. I think this actually was the original British Consulate General building, and they're obviously doing some marketing down there at the moment for probably a British brand. They've got a Union Jack flag on the lawn. I'll go down and see who that is. I'm totally certain I won't get in, but I can at least go and find out who it is. There's another shot of that walkway. That'll be interesting to investigate in future. I'll do that on a new video. The pathway that I cycled along previously is over there on the east. I'll put a link up there. That's where the marketing event is going on, and indeed the British Consulate finished in 1872. From what I can see, it's about the coronation. It's a Lotus promotion. That will explain the yellow lighting. That seems to be the colour of their brand choice for the Electra. I don't know whether Lotus linked it to the coronation themselves, but certainly it says the 10th of May there, which is today. Right, so yeah, there's the Lotus Electra. In fact, if you go through the consulate grounds, out the back, there's this door here, which goes onto a pedestrian street which is called the Rock Bund. There's the Rock Bund Street, and it goes all the way off there up to Suzhou Creek. This is where they have a Christmas market, and there's one of my favourite restaurants called Otto Imetso Bombana in one of these buildings. I'm coming up to Zhongshan Creek, which I'll use as the cutoff. There's the Garden Bridge. There we have it, a ground view of the Garden Bridge. I hope that's been useful. We have not spent a thing, seen a large amount of buildings. I guess there's only a couple that are really super worthy going in, that being the Waldorf Hotel and the Peace Hotel. Those are the real standouts on the Bund. I would say as well, if you want to stop for a bite or a drink, then obviously there's the Spanish restaurant halfway, kind of, and Sir Ellie's rooftop for a drink to finish off the tour. I checked out gin and tonics, and they were starting at 100 RMB, so that's around about £12, $15, so not cheap. But they said, if you buy the gin, we'll throw the tonic in for free. Oh, thank you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, and meet me on the next one where we do some more free touring of Shanghai. Bye bye.